Kaboom! The voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest champagne crypto. Thank you for tuning in. In this video, I want to speak more about the Venus protocol on the Binance Smart Chain. This is a supply market, a borrow market, and a protocol that mints a stable coin called the VAI coin. So if you know anything about Maker on Ethereum and Compound on Ethereum, they're similar. So you can see here my dashboard. I have supplied about $1,600 worth of collateral to the Venus protocol in the form of XVS tokens and in the form of ETH. You know, ETH is on the Binance chain wrapped up over there. They also got some of the other big dog coins. And you can see the APY that I'm earning for supplying this ETH, 4.33. And for the supplying the Venus tokens, I'm earning 1.45. You can see that I'm earning two tokens here. You click on the ETH. I'm earning a supply APY for the ETH at 1.1, plus I'm being distributed 3.22 APY of XVS tokens. So I'm earning both ETH and Venus, okay? And the same thing goes here for Venus. So I'm getting about 0.29 for the Venus and then a distribution APY for Venus 1.16. So you're basically getting Venus for interacting with this protocol. So my supply balance is about $1,600. That gives me about a $980 available borrow credit limit. Now, there's several things you could do with your borrow balance. You could borrow coins. If you go to the borrow market here, you could borrow your regular coins, Binance, all the stable coins, USDC, USDT, the Binance USD. You could borrow Venus, Bitcoin on the Binance chain, basically all the big dogs, DOT, Link, DAI, and you can see what the borrow APYs are. Okay, but what's interesting here is that for interacting with the platform, you get more Venus. So in essence, for borrowing a token, you get paid Venus as well. So yesterday I took a loan out for 10 Binance, okay? And it's about 50% of my borrow limit. So I got, you can see here, 10 Binance loaned out to me, okay? And I got to pay it back. My borrow APY is 9.68. That's my interest rate on the loan. But I'm being distributed XVS tokens at an 11.9% rate. So, I have to pay an APY, but I'm getting tokens for taking out the loan. So that's what it is. And then you once you take out the loan, they give it to you in Binance, obviously, and then you could repay in Binance. Okay, so what I did, I took out a Binance loan and I went over and I finally bought the BLIC token, the B Liquid token that I've been talking about. I used that Binance to just speculate on a coin. You can see B Liquid is something that it's a liquidity maker for the Binance chain. You could read a little bit more about it. Fair launch deflationary token that employs auto liquidity pooling, meta market making and mechanism. And I've been speculating. This is very, very new. What really attracted me to this is that circulating supply of 8,700. So it's trading about $11. I bought it on Pancake Swap with 10 BNB, and now they're worth about 11 BNB. About 11 BNB. And this is what I did last night. So, you could do that, or you could mint a stable coin and stake that stable coin. So they have the VAI token. You can go over here to VAI and you can mint, let's say you can mint like $100. Let's say if I wanted to mint $100 and I go to click mint, I would have to confirm the transaction. It'd be very cheap, as far as gas fees. And that would raise my borrow limit percentage up. I just want to keep my borrow limit percentage down. But once you have your VAI, you can go over here to the vault and you could stake your VAI at a VAI staking APY of 46.22%. And they pay that in XVS tokens. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to earn XVS. Now, XVS is a little down. Supply of 30 million. They're currently trading about $10.87, but they've had a nice run up. And I would expect it to maybe have another leg up. It's ranked 190. This protocol, I'm really liking it because it's all about leverage here. Now, one thing that everybody should be aware of is your borrow limit. If you go over your borrow limit, you can get liquidated. So this is your collateral. Your whatever you're supplying is what's allowing you to have this borrow limit. If the value of your supply goes down compared to your borrow limit, you could lose your collateral. So because of that, I like to set my borrow limit no more than like 50 or 60%. So if, for whatever reason, the price of Venus goes down a lot more, I wouldn't lose my collateral. Okay, so I like to, to be safe, I like to have a borrow limit about 50%. It gives me some room to breathe. Now, this is something that you got to look at all the time because, the prices, especially if you're supplying a volatile asset such as Venus, ETH is a little bit more stable in price, but, you just got to keep an eye on what your borrow limits are just so that you don't get liquidated. So I'm always looking at this. This is not a hodl thing. This is something that, you want to keep looking at and keep an eye on, and then adjust it accordingly. And then, whenever you want, you can go back and repay your loan. Let's say if I wanted to repay my Binance loan, I go back to the borrow market, I hit on BNB, and then I click on repay borrow. And, I can repay right up here. So it's fairly simple. Okay. Another thing I was thinking of is taking loans to stake the coin on other networks. I just came across Auto Farm Network. I'm going to do a whole video on this. And you can see the APYs over there are pretty attractive. They have APYs for Wrap Binance at 194%, on Binance Stablecoin 158, Binance Bitcoin at 78. This is even more attractive than the jet fuel vaults. And my understanding is that these are audited. I got to double check that. But, I'm going to do a whole video on Auto Farm next. So, keep an eye on that. They have a token as well. I'll probably jump into that. But yeah, that's the rundown on Venus, guys. I'm supply, borrow, and mint. Okay, and to earn XVX doing this whole thing. Okay, so drop a comment. Let me know what's shaking and vacant. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thank you for tuning in.